Hey guys, welcome to the continuation of our countdown to 2022 as we look at the number three most controversial or controversial thing that has happened in my opinion. And at number three, we're looking at the back and forth of this whole COVID situation. Now, as we speak, we're currently in a kind of, I guess you could say, a minor, if not teensy-weensy resurgence of cases, according to the news outlets and the medical media and whoever you want to believe or not believe. We're kind of in a tiny, itsy-bitsy resurgence. A resurgence that basically has now caused several states to basically, for at least a month, reinstate indoor mask mandates, even if you're fully vaccinated and with the booster as well. And all because of the fact that we have this Omicron that's made its way into the states. But what's interesting about the Omicron deal is it wasn't that long ago it was detected in South Africa, and now all of a sudden it's made itself here to the United States. And this is where the up and downness, if you will, of the whole COVID situation comes into play. By now, we are probably at a number of of vaccinated people here in the state, even including the boosted, we're at a number to where we should just be able to get back to normal, to where it shouldn't be a problem to walk out in public, walk indoors and everything, and be, scared of the fact or fearful of the fact that someone might give us the virus. We're at that point. But again, this is where the up and down situation comes in, because it's like just when we're about to be going out, we get pulled back in. And why? Because of the fact that, as I and several others have talked about before, the U.S., and it does have a right to believe this, we as a country do have a right to believe this, the U.S. historically is always looked at as being the premier land of the free, land of the opportunity, the land of greener pastures, basically the land of innovation, basically the number one country to be part of because it's always ahead of things. And because of that reputation we have historically, we, tend to want to, achieve the 100%, freedom. We want to achieve 100% cureness. And we will do whatever it takes to make that happen. And that's where, like I said, the up and downness, comes into play. Because just like that scene in that one movie goes, that just when we think we're out, we get pulled back in. All because of the fact that the media, the medical people out there, CDC, WHO, whatever, and like I said, along with the media and even the government, they don't know how to deal with the fact that there are people out there that don't want to take this vaccine. They don't want to take it because they believe there's, more to the situation, like something is being hidden, like they're not telling us the whole deal. And they have a right to believe that, but what they're doing in the long run is they're causing the government to pull us back in. And to me, when I look at this, the government doesn't have to pull us back in. All they have to do is do the one thing that I've talked about before, even after I got my second initial shot. And that is, if I'm the government, and even though this may go against, everything or some things that this country stands for, but if I'm the government, if I'm the CDC, then I basically say, look, you either get these mandatory shots, this to the unvaccinated, that is, that you either get the shots at this time frame, or else we will fine you thousands of dollars. And legally, they can do that. Legally, they'd be able to come out and say, hey, you don't get the shots by, let's say, the end of this week, then we'll fine you $1,000. Or they could legally come out and say, we'll fine you $100 each day or $1,000 each day until you get the vaccine. They could legally do that. You may not think they can, but they can. And to me, even though that is unconstitutional to a point, to me, that is probably the better solution when you think about it. Instead of dragging us all into it, just put a warning out there. You want to scare people, you want to intimidate people into getting the shot, whether they want to or not. The best way to do it, basically in the long term, is the wallet. Tell them, hey, you don't want to pay out of the wazoo or anything in the near future. You don't want to pay out of the wazoo, then do us a favor and just get the damn shot. Even one shot of the Pfizer or the Moderna is a step forward. And to me, like I said, that might be unconstitutional, but as I was saying in a video after I did my second shot, like I was mentioning, it's getting to that point to where I think sooner or later, something like that's going to take place. Something like that is going to happen. And the thing is, nobody is taking that into account. Nobody is taking that into account of the fact that that will probably, if most definitely, happen in the near future. All because of the fact that they are conspiring at the fact that they believe there's something more to it. All because sometimes people might get sick or have a strong after effect. Guess what? Those people most of the time recover. Some of the, are bedridden in the hospital, even as we speak. Sometimes that's due to the fact that they have compromised immune systems. Basically, the immune systems can't really handle 1 or 2 doses of either the Johnson & Johnson, the Moderna, or the Pfizer because they have other medical issues. And they have let it be known that if they have medical issues, they shouldn't get that they would be exempt. But yet people want to take those kind of reasonings and conspire at the fact that there's more going on. Now, do people have a right to deny any shot, that people recommend that they get on a yearly basis for their own health? Absolutely. You feel you don't need the flu shot? Don't get the flu shot. If you feel you don't need a shingle shot, don't get the shingle shot. So on and so forth. If you don't feel you need it, then you don't have to get it. But this is one of those instances where this shot is going to be shoved down your throat constantly, and it's going to keep us held back even more so until those unvaccinated get it. And that's it. That is it. It's either we get to that certain threshold of a number to where, okay, we don't have to worry about it anymore, or we get to that number, by having others actually swallow the pride and do it. And like I said, it's probably more than likely going to take, the government to, basically have to issue fines for them to do it. And that's a fact. Again, like I said, it may be unconstitutional, but that's a fact. Now, again, like I said, the up and downness of this whole COVID situation also is the timing. Just when you looks like we're about out, we get sucked back in because of the timing. And it's kind of ironic that Thanksgiving and Christmas, the holiday season, all of a sudden this is all popping up. Again, it's the timing. And like I said in my other videos, it's about timing and it's a PR move. And we all know that. That's why this thing has been a back and forth, up and down situation when it comes to the COVID deal, and why it's number 3 here on the 5 controversial things of 2021